Hey, how's it going, guys? John Santos, and today I'm here with Keith Yackey, owner and founder of Amplify Live Experience, and today we're going to cover what it means and what it takes to give yourself permission and truly break through and create massive success. Stick around.
Facebook.
And the reason I push hustle so much is because it feels like the most fucking controllable thing to change the outcome of what disappoints you.
When I went to your event and the Amplify Las Vegas 2016, ever since that event, for anybody that's watching right now, that's have watched other previous videos on my channel, I speak about the year 2016 being one that's very memorable and very something that really pushed the limits and really increased everything that I was doing. And I don't know if I ever had a chance to tell this guy, but his event was a reason that happened. And honestly, and it was something that the experience that happened that weekend, coupled with everything going on in life, I just came out of it gung-ho, ready to just put in work. And that's the reason why you guys saw a bunch of YouTube videos in 2016, because it was no longer any fear or anything holding me back. So with life, with channel, with the business, with personal, like everything just came together with the Amplify Live Experience. And I just sincerely want to appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
And just tell them a little bit about kind of like how you found your purpose, and then more importantly, like how that purpose came to put together the Amplify Live Experience, and like what motivated you to put on such a great event.
Yeah, you bet, man. Well, first of all, it's such an honor to hear that, like that anything that I've been able to do has been able to help somebody else move their life further down to, either more finances or more fulfillment, and hopefully both, right?
Yeah.
So I also say that let me give you a compliment back, that you're one of those people that took exactly what we taught and then you just went and applied it. And I would say, just from having talked with you and kind of hearing what you're saying right now, it sounds like, and maybe you're going through this as well, is ultimately there's this weird thing that we go through that we actually feel like we need permission.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so one of the taglines is we help people give themselves permission to throw off their fears and chase their dreams. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about, and you're embodying it. It's like, and I don't know what this weird thing is as we go through it. I needed it. A lot of people seem to need it. There's maybe this 1 in a billion that doesn't. But it's that giving ourselves permission to say, you know what? Listen, I've got this desire of something I want to go do. I want to share something. I want to teach something. I want to create something. I want to give something. And yet, ultimately, we're kind of looking around. Sometimes our closest friends like say, hey, do you think I should do this? Can I do this?
Yeah,
and yet, a lot of times, it's our closest friends that smell our farts, see our bad hair, smell our bad breath, and they're not the ones that are really championing us on. But yet, if you create a channel like this, and then you start to share with the world what you know and what you do, you start to see people out there are like, dude, that really resonated with me. That really helped me. That really, helped me go to the next level. And you're like, well, wait, my brother doesn't even think that, but yet somebody in here. So I would say that for me, my biggest aha moment, kind of like exactly how you're having, I had a few years back when I realized I want to go start this thing that I know will bring a lot of fulfillment to me. And I was kind of looking for permission, and then I realized, wait a second, I have to give myself permission. And the people that succeed just say, I've got permission, and then they go forward and do it. So I think ultimately when people say, Keith, how do you find your purpose? Ultimately, a lot of us kind of know what we want to do down here, but we're kind of afraid to say it.
Right.
We're afraid to admit it to ourselves, because if we admit it to ourselves, here's what happens. As soon as you admit what you think your purpose could be, you're now responsible with it.
Yep.
And until you say it out loud, you're not responsible with it. So you don't have to do anything with it. So if I just keep quiet, I don't say anything, then I'm not responsible to be accountable. Am I going to go do it or not? I don't have to ask for permission, because I'm not telling anybody I want to do that. And once I realize, hold on a second, no, Keith, this is the things that you want to go do. Quit asking for permission. Let's put it out to the world, and now you're responsible. And I believe that whatever is in your heart, whatever is in your brain that you want to go do was given to you. And now you're solely responsible to go do that. And so that's a lot of what we talked about at Amplify.
Yeah, it was.
And it's just,
It was
it's
awesome.
again, it's just so cool, John, to hear of your success because of it. It like does something to me. It tingles me, man.
No, it was like I mentioned earlier in the video. It's really was a life-changing moment for me, and just how you said, like asking for permission, because whether you have business partners or other people that are on board, and you kind of feel that you need to ask them for permission to move forward and things, and if it's that kind of relationship, that's the relationships that you're supposed to get away from, because if they're not out there championing you to become the best version of you, then it kind of prohibits you from moving forward. And the Amplify event and everything that went over that weekend with like the speakers from like Gary Vaynerchuk and even like the other guys, and I should have probably done a little bit of research, but the guy that did the storyline, Chris,
Campfire Effect.
Yep, the Campfire Effect. That I think was a better, to me, that was a better presenter than Gary Vaynerchuk that weekend. Because he really broke down the
a lot of people said that actually.
His presentation was mind blowing, and because he took something that we all take for granted, and that's really how important our story is. And it really starts with finding your purpose first, to being able to put out a story that people resonate with. And so honestly, that event was just mind blowing. It was something that I came home that weekend after, and I literally turned on the camera and I started just shooting videos, and I started calling up people and saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're moving forward. Are you on board? If not, get out the way. You know,
move, girl, or get out the way. You know what you did, and I hope that I want to make sure that this is super, actionable for you guys, and that's this: you believed and you began. I know it sounds so simple, but you're like, I believe I can do this, and then you just started doing it. Where a lot of people, they go, I believe I can do it, but their actions don't follow. Where yours did. You're like, you got the camera, you're like, move, girl, get out the way, I'm coming through, and you started doing it. And I gotta imagine, I haven't seen all your videos, I gotta imagine the ones you're doing today are better than even the ones you were doing a year ago.
Oh yeah.
Because you started practicing your craft. Is that true?
Yep.
You come across very authentic. Like you're just John. Like you're not trying to be Gary Vee. You're not trying to be anybody. You're just doing you. And I think that's what is causing people to resonate. And I think that is one of the things that we're asking for permission mostly on. Can I just be me, and will you accept me for me? And because we are only typically around 8 to 10 people that are usually a little more critical of us because they know us, we forget that there's millions of people out there, and you only need a small sliver of them to say, I like that guy. So you're not like overly extrovert, right? That you're just kind of more subdued, but you're thinking and you're doing your thing. I'm an over extrovert, like I'm very extroverted. But here's the thing: there's some people that might be seeing me go like this, and they're like, "Is he trying to sell me something?" And they might be, "Is he hypey?" Where they look at you and they go, "I like that guy. He's stable. I can trust him." Right. Then there might be somebody who's extroverted, be like, why is he so calm? I like the hyper guy on the left. And just knowing that it's gonna be polarizing. There's gonna be people that will like you and some that don't. Staying in your lane and just doing you creates real raving fans, and I'm sure that's exactly what you're experiencing. And if you're listening and you're watching this, give yourself permission to do you just the way you are. Now, listen, you might have to get better at your craft. You might have to get more skilled. I get all that, but there's a personality that you have. There's a makeup, a wiring that's you. And that's what people want to resonate with. That's why they love Gary Vee so much, because he's you. But because he's him.
He's himself.
But there's a lot of people that don't like him.
Yep. They get turned off by him. Exactly. Yeah, and then, I mean, he's a great guy. And just like kind of going a little bit further into that when it comes to being who you are and your authentic self. Obviously, my channel has a lot of the resources and tips for people to get started in business. And I feel that the reason that I needed to come to interview you today and to tell them about the Amplify Live Experience was because we all want to have the right tools. We all want to have the right resources. And then everybody's always questioning, like, well, how do you actually get to a successful level? And I think the thing that everybody overlooks is the confidence in themselves and the purpose to move forward with it. And I think that's what the whole experience was, is just building that self-confidence. We all have it, but over life and over time, I think the small defeats and failures kind of end up piling on, where like, even though you don't think that it's holding you back, it really is. And after that event, like mentally in my head, I started realizing that I was doubting myself on a lot of things. So a lot of the speakers, like even Sean Stevenson, and like him coming on stage and just speaking about how important it is to just share your story and share your craft and actually just move forward with things and make no excuses, like Gary Vee, put in the hustle, you know? The whole thing was just so awesome how it all came together. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that it's not just some like some crazy like thought process or like, oh, that's the left field or way too cuckoo or anything. It's really not. It's really what you need to to move forward. So
well, let me add one thing to that, because I know we're getting kind of the end of this video here, and what you experienced, I'm sure, was really great connections as well, because you told me that you met with another guy at Amplify, who then you guys sat down and he helped expand your mind on how you could actually take your business. And so a lot of times, I'll just tell you straight up, one of the things that will help your business, if you're starting it or taking it to the next level, the thing that's going to grow it faster than anything is relationships.
Yep.
And so a lot of times, if you're, you're isolated, you don't have a lot of people going in the same direction, same mindset that you're going. But what happens is when you come out to these types of events, you connect with people that are same mindset, same direction, same vision, going where you want to go, and you're like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not a weirdo, or at least I maybe am a weirdo, but I got other weirdos around me.
Exactly.
And so I think that that's also what spurred on your confidence is, wait a second, there's some other people that are doing the same direction. They're either as dumb or dumber than me, and I can do this.
Yeah.
So that's what I would encourage about the connection. Leveling up who is around you, the fastest way to do that is by going to a conference like this, where it's surrounded by people. And here's the other thing: if you're a six-figure earner wanting to, make seven figures, or seven figures wanting to make more, you start to hang out with those people. You start to pick up their language patterns, the way they act, the way they think about, the way they look at everything, and it starts to change who you are.
So if anybody's interested in attending this event or learning more, definitely click the link down in the description. There's going to be more of the different tiers and options that you have. And again, it is in Las Vegas, and the date is going to be this summer, and you guys will have all those details down below. And I highly encourage you guys to take this opportunity, or even if you're just going to go to one event this year, make and really consider this event the event that you attend to really amplify your guys' life, your guys' purpose, and your guys' mission. Keith, do you want to add anything in regards to that? Or?
I think you summed it up well. We would love to have you. We take diligent care to make sure that this is the gold standard event. Huffington Post says it's the rock and roll event for entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur.com said it's one of the top 5 conferences you have to attend in 2017, and Inc.com said it's one of the top attendances every business owner must come to. I only say that just to simply say that if you're considering it, you're on the fence, I would highly get to it. Click the link below just to really get a feel. You'll see last year's recap video, who the speakers are. You'll get to give a feel for if it makes sense for you to come out to it. But it's going to be a dang good time, and we're going to be there just rocking.
It'll be a blast. Cool, guys. So click the link in the description. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time watching. More than anything, guys, keep going at it, and see you soon. All right, bye.